Namaste Bharat. I'm Dori Vatslendra, Senior Lawyer, High Court of Telangana. Adultery, I hope you have understood. Now let me speak of bigamy. Bigamy, what everybody understands is marriage with another person during the subsistence of first marriage without dissolving your marriage with your wife and then getting married to another lady is called bigamy. We have really evolved from ancient India to modern India with good principles and customs. I'm proud we have excellent laws which curb all this illegal aspects of bigamy, polygamy, and various aspects involved in the institution of marriage. When I speak of laws and their establishment, prior to 1955, a man can be married any number of times of his choice. It was never questioned by anybody. This was putting people into difficulty, more particularly the woman. Man never suffered. I'm not biased. I'm not saying that only women suffer. Of course, due to matrimonial relationships and disturbances inside the family matrimonial life, men are also disturbed. Very disturbed, in fact, because of the modern generation interpretations and their liberties and rights. Most of the marriages are affected because they don't compromise on most aspect, like age-old women used to adjust in the matrimonial house. Bigamy is a big offense. It is also described in criminal laws. Now, adultery is not a criminal offense, but bigamy is definitely a criminal offense. Nobody shall marry another person when they are already married and they are into the institution of marriage and they have children and a family and then get married to another man or woman. Need not be that in the modern generation, it is not necessarily that the woman is not doing all these things. It's only the man who is doing this. As I said, not necessarily the man. It could be a woman also. When they are in marriage, they are going out of the marriage, they are secretly getting married to somebody else, and it is maintained so private and so secretly. Again, looking at the whole institution of marriage, bigamy is also a not rightful thing. I can understand during the old eras prior to 1955, when a man used to marry, there used to be very strong reasons for him to get married again. Even now, the law doesn't deprive a person to be affected if the spouses or the husband or the wife are suffering from vulnerable diseases or physically incapable, mentally incapable, or have turned into criminals or have renounced the society. There are many aspects where the parties in the marriage can be affected. Now, how good and how precisely you address this difficulty is your choice. Whether you want to get out of such relationship and have another marriage is purely a personal choice. You want to endure and live in the same marriage by being there as the person for the family is again your choice. It doesn't preclude you from doing your daily acts in your family by having your jobs, your liberty to live a rightful life. Now, living rightfully is having a status of legally wedded wife or legally wedded husband. When you are legally wedded wife or husband, then it is only one man, one woman. There is no second man or second woman. Precisely speaking, in a marriage, it is a bond between a man and wife in the form of marriage. It is destroyed by virtue of bigamy. Now, a person is married again during the existence, or when the marriage is still existing, without the spouses divorcing their respective, divorcing or divorcing, the pronunciations have changed. However, I am the old school. So without divorcing your wife or husband, you cannot get married to another person. Suppose you get married, what are the legal effects? You will be punished under criminal laws. Under civil laws also, you are likely to have various impact of legal procedures on you. It may be very difficult. You may go to prisons even. You may suffer. But remember, it will be so difficult for a woman to go and file a criminal offense under bigamy, though modern women are coming out. But most of the people who still reside in the village and towns are not aware. They undergo pain and agony because all their rights are affected. They live lonely lives. They are deprived. The husbands abuse them, throw them out of the house. Various things are happening. As such, I request again, as a citizen of this country, please, all the husbands and wives, when you are into the institution of marriage and are living together, please do not do such illegal things and do not get married to another person during the existence of your marriage. I believe that you all respect this institution of marriage and be with your spouse instead of deceiving them, getting married to another lady, causing injustice to your wives and causing injustice to your husband also. And there will be many problems with children, their custody, property rights, future rights, which I'll explain you in upcoming videos. However, we have to live in a healthy society to make a healthy atmosphere in our own families, giving healthy future to our children, which actually will transform the whole state and the country, Bharat, as a beautiful place for admiring the relationships and also honoring the institution of marriage, which we have already set examples when we compare ourselves to the Western countries or most of the countries globally. Namaste.